in order to finish the skeleton of the lower limb. So what about the skeleton of the foot? The skeleton of the foot. Foot has the same arrangement as hand, but the difference is in the names of the bones. Skeleton of the foot. Foot has the same arrangement as hand. So these bones that I am handling by my left hand, this group of bones are known as tarsus or tarsal bone. Then these are the metatarsal bone and phalanges. In comparison with that of the hand carpus, metacarpal, and phalanges. And for descriptive purposes, take care that in foot, we start our description from medial to lateral. In comparison to hand, hand starts from lateral to medial. Why? Because of the thumb or the pollex in the hand is directed laterally in the anatomical position. While this is the big toe or the hallux. So this is the first toe or hallux. This is the first finger or pollex. First finger or pollex directed laterally. First toe or hallux directed medially. And one of fatal mistakes in anatomy. The names, we have digits. These are digits, whatever in hand or in foot. But the digits in hand are known as fingers, while digits in foot are known as toes. So please don't apply the opposite term to any of the opposite limb. So the digits in the upper limb are known as fingers, while digits in the lower limb are known as toes. Okay, back again to the names of the bones of the foot. So as I mentioned, these are the tarsal bones. The tarsal bones have seven bones in comparison to the carpus with 8 bones. So this is the difference in the number between number of bones in hand and the number of bones of foot. Hand contains 27, while foot contains 26. Why? Because of the carpus are formed of 8 bones, while tarsal are formed of 7 bones. These 7 bones are, this bone, this large bone, is known as the calcaneus or bone of the heel that support your weight during standing. So this is the calcaneus or bone of the heel. This bone is talus. This bone is known as talus. This bone is calcaneus. This is the talus. Then the cuneiform bone. This one is the navicular bone. This is the navicular bone. While this one is the cuboid bone. And these 3 bones are cuneiform bones: median, intermediate, and lateral. Again, because we are starting our arrangement in the foot from the hallux or from the big toe. Again. Number 1, this bone is the calcaneus or the bone of the heel. Second, talus. Third, navicular bone. Then cuboid bone, and the 3 cuneiform: medial cuneiform, intermediate cuneiform, and lateral cuneiform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bones forming the talus in comparison to 8 bones forming the carpus. Then, what about the metatarsal bones? Here, these bones are known as metacarpal in hand, but in foot, these are metatarsal bones. And they are named numerically from medial to lateral in comparison to the upper limb. Metacarpal named numerically from lateral to medial. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. From lateral to medial. But here, this is the first metatarsal, second metatarsal, third metatarsal, fourth metatarsal, fifth metatarsal, from medial to lateral, and these are the interosseous spaces. And the same as in hand. We have 14 phalanges. The same in hand. The hallux or the big toe has 2 phalanges, proximal and distal, while the lateral 4 toes, here medial 4 toes, medial 4 fingers in hand, but in the foot or in the lower limb, lateral 4 toes, each has 3 phalanges, proximal, middle, distal, proximal, middle, distal, proximal, middle, distal, proximal, middle, distal. And as I mentioned, we have here several intertarsal joints, and we have these joints which are known as tarso-metatarsal joint. These joints are metatarso-phalangeal joint and interphalangeal joint. The same as in the upper limb, the hallux or the big toe has only 1 interphalangeal joint, while the remaining lateral 4 toes each has 2 interphalangeal joints, proximal and distal interphalangeal joint.